Do you see this? I am very proud to be Asian American. I feel like we are our own culture, kind of shaped me and my family to the way we are today.
To be Asian American at this moment in time, we do have to take ownership and have a stake in how we shape the future for our children.
When I think about Asian Americans, I think about it as, talking more about the future. It's about what is to come. There's a huge diversity that's covered under the term Asian American. It's 50 different ethnicities, but all of the current events have really brought groups together to make a difference.
Many of us escaped either communist regime or war-torn countries, but we were able to build a really good life here through hard work.
I grew up in Iowa for my childhood. And in Iowa, there was not a big Asian community. My father, he had come over in 1948, and then he did not go back to China until the 80s because much of the family died during the Cultural Revolution. So my parents met in the United States. They would, once a year, send me to, a Chinese summer camp in Illinois just so that I would meet other Asian people.
I'm actually Chinese, but born in Laos. I'm the youngest of 7. When the war occurred in Laos, we left Laos, and it was a pretty risky escape at night, crossing the Mekong River from Laos to Thailand. And from there, we ended up in a refugee camp, and our family was separated. I think if anything, it's made our family incredibly close, because we know what it means to lose each other as a family. As refugees, we had to go through a process to be sponsored by a relative. And thankfully my uncle was already resident in the US. He was able to sponsor us. So when we first arrived in Queens and reunited with the rest of the family, sort of trying to understand where I fit in to American society. My parents obviously didn't speak any English, so filling out tax forms and things like that is, as I later realized, not your usual experience that you'd have as a kid.
Come on. I was born in Shanghai, China. A year after I was born, my father immigrated here to the US. I later on came here when I was 5 years old. My mother and father had grown up in communist China. They'll say listen, you're lucky to be here, so stop causing trouble. Stop getting into fights. Do not be vocal. There's the model minority myth. You need to do good in school. This is what is expected of us.
Well, I think that there was really a sense that you wanted to keep quiet, work hard, excel in school. You have a way in which education was used as the key opportunity to have greater access. And that was very much the story for me. I ended up coming to the East Coast for school, and in university was the first time I was really with a big Asian American community, and it made a huge impact on me.
I had the opportunity to test into Stuyvesant High School, which is the top high school in New York City. That really changed my life. It had more Asian Americans, and so that helped me to accept my own identity as an Asian American.
I didn't know about the model minority myth when I was growing up, so I wasn't good in school. I was not good in math. I wasn't bad, but I wasn't great.
I feel like the opportunity that the United States has given is immensely wide. Whatever is your passion, it gives the opportunity to follow that. I was born and brought up in India, part of Chennai, and moved to the States about 6 years ago. I'm very passionate about technology. The digital platform is definitely exciting to me, so that's where I looked at JPMorgan Chase, which gave me the wide variety of opportunity, and yes, I took that up.
I came from Taiwan when I was 19 years old and then got my MBA. Initially, all I was thinking is that I'm gonna go back to Taiwan and build my career there. But obviously, I'm still here. Definitely here is the place that for me to build my career. So what I'm proud of being Asian American is that many of us are bilingual, right? So I always said to people that, you get the best of both worlds.
I am a manager in Chase. I'm able to contribute my success right now, just my professional development as an Asian American, because I speak the language, so I'm able to communicate with Mandarin-speaking business clients. That helped me grow in my career.
When I started in 1989, I was one of the first analysts to really write about emerging markets. And what I can remember most is the absolute look of dismay when I would walk in to the Minister of Finance or the central bank governor, and they would say, this is who they sent to write a report. And they were sort of dismayed. Who would send a Chinese girl in her 20s to do this? And I realized I would have to really work twice as hard. And I also realized if I said something that was very well thought out, everybody would remember me because I was the only Asian woman in the room. I feel like I was really fortunate to have the opportunities at JPMorgan Chase, but I think what makes JPMorgan Chase just very different to me is the leadership of the firm. And it is the way that Jamie has taken a huge interest in the way that we're actually looking at racial injustice.
I'm very impressed with what the JPMorgan has done since last year. Started from the Black Lives Matter to what's happening right now with a lot of anti-Asian sentiment that's happening and the violence.
We have seen the 3,800 hate crimes, which is a huge increase.
People sharing how scared they are, and also people are scared for their immigrant parents. I think for me personally, number one, educate others, and secondly, we will do our part to help others.
When the pandemic hit last year, I just thought about how I could contribute, and I formed a community group called Croton Face Mask Makers, and we've made 38,000 masks that are distributed to hospitals that were in need and then across the U.S.
We can make more of a difference. If we don't take advantage of this crisis and use it to galvanize, we lose an opportunity as Asian Americans.
I feel that the culture and the tradition is very important for the future generation. I'm an Indian classical dancer of an art form called Bharatanatyam. Dancing makes me feel lively, happy, and I feel like it takes me back to the heritage of the South Asian culture. And I'm also blessed that I'm able to pass that tradition to the next generation. So I would always insist on teaching them right from what's our culture, where we come from, who are our ancestors, the food we eat, and that's very important for them to know the history and not to forget that.
My wife is Korean. We want our child to be able to speak both languages. We want her to be aware of her heritage and also where we came from. I'm going to raise her to grow up to be strong. Like us growing up was, hey, put your head down, don't cause trouble, don't talk back. I want that to be different for her, where she has all the confidence in the world to say whatever she wants to say, purely because of who she is.
The future generation of Asian youth can be the change agent, right? Nowadays with social media, they have more power than us.
One thing I think is very important is the allyship, working with other minority groups. We could be more powerful if we all work together. All of those things give me hope for the future.